What's up, everybody? It's the Witch of the South, and you're tuning in for another episode of Witch Talk. And who do I have with me here today?
Iamavarenee.
Hi, Ava. Thank you for joining me today. So what do you do? What's your business? Shout yourself out.
So I am a Wigologist. I specialize in hair extensions and wigs. My page is actually Iamavarenee Collections. I am a young entrepreneur. Yeah, that's
we love to hear it. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're just going to it's going to be a little more comfortable than I would say a lot more of my other podcasts. We're just going to be briefly having like a little girl talk and just talking about like daily things that we possibly going through. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is social media. I want your opinion on how do you feel like social media is affecting relationships in today's society, especially, and when I say in today's society, I really want to touch on us, Gen Z. Like, how do you feel like social media is like hitting on us? Like,
well, the first thing that comes to my mind when people talk about that is how many people are actually desensitized. You know, like I think social media really desensitizes us on different levels. I mean, I hear so many times where girls would say, oh, I look at this one girl and I wish I had what she had. But comparison is a thief of joy. You should never compare yourself to other people.
Correct.
And I feel like because, you know, the phone is in our hand, we see it every single day.
Every second.
That when we wake up in the morning, the first thing we do is send to bed, scroll. That causes you to just constantly compare yourself to other people all the time.
And I be trying to be off, like, it's so hard, especially as I'm sure you can agree, being an entrepreneur.
Oh my gosh.
We run our businesses and things off of social media. Social media is also influential as well. So it be times where I really do just want to delete the whole app.
Oh yeah.
But then I have to remember, crap.
Somebody might
be hitting me up for my business.
I think about that
whatever,
all the time,
like,
especially since, you know, I've been running my business since high school. There's been times where God would tell me, get up. But I'm just so used to sitting at this one girl like, dang, her styles look better than mine. But if I sit there and do that all day, what's that going to help? That's not going to fix anything. I have to get up and figure out what is she doing that I'm not doing, you know? So you just can't be like that because being stuck is not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah. Correct.
I think a lot of times we have to put our phones down and connect with people who are more grounded. I think that really helps, and people who are realistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because social media does actually sometimes set an unrealistic standard for people. And it's not even to say that you can't reach a certain aspect, but everybody's path and what everybody's doing is not everything that everything is not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's all,
I see that a lot. There's been times where I've fallen into depression because of I'm not going to say unrealistic.
I feel like I know exactly what you're saying.
But if I'm in a stage of my life where I know I can't meet that, I have to do plan A first to get to plan B. You know what I mean? You can't jump or switch, you know? So I've learned to just, you know, stay in your lane. And then once you have done what you need to do to succeed plan A, that's when you can start B and C. You know, you can never jump. And
it's a process.
No.
And I'm glad you said that because literally my boyfriend be getting on my ass about that all the time. Cause I be beating myself up. I really do. I be beating myself up. And he's like, do you know what you be doing? Do you know the stuff that you have going on compared to, you know, not even to keep comparing, but he was like, you're doing good. You're doing great. Actually, like you got to stop that. But
we're our worst critics.
You know,
we're our worst critics.
We are. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. But going back to the relationship aspect, it's so crazy because like I talk to people all the time, you know, whether it's with helping them with work or whatever, clients and stuff. And I be having to tell them all the time too that, you know, just because you might be seeing like one couple like post up every single second, a lot of times that be the worst couples. That be the couples that be getting cheated on the most.
If you feel like, let me say this to the camera. If you are in a relationship and you feel like you have to post, to me, that is like you're craving validation from other people to tell them I'm in a healthy relationship. Because I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, if you're in a healthy relationship, nobody's going to know.
Yeah. And it only matters to YouTube. That's something that I had to dim down on too. But I'm saying, but social media got me on that. Social media definitely got me on that.
Social media is the damn devil.
Because I used to literally think like, okay, like you're not posting me every day. Like what you got going? But actually, it's not.
But that's also a deep rooted aspect of insecurity as well.
Yeah. It is.
It is. Like, I feel like
I've been working on my shadow self because I know that my shadow self, like due to my trauma in my past, like, no, I do have a little bit of insecurity problems to where I really do not be feeling like I'm good enough or something like that. And I do have to get that validation, but seeking validation from other people that's not in my relationship, that's not going to be helping me with my relationship or anything. That's something that I had to get my head out of and be like, okay, this is not going to get me, you, or us anywhere. Right. Actually, like honestly, anywhere. Yeah. Everybody's all the way in your business. So really, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, so do you feel like the not posting the person do you feel like that's more of a hiding thing or more of a protection thing?
Oh, that's definitely protection.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned recently. So recently, I've gone through this little situation with me and my boo or whatever. So it's just like,
hey, Ava's boo.
But the thing is, like, I had a conversation with my friends and they're like, I don't think you understand really who you are. And this is not to be, arrogant or just, having a big head. It's just more so of I have a platform. And it's just a lot of times, I used to not know my value, right? So now that I'm growing up, I'm realizing I'm a beautiful woman. I have a beautiful spirit. I have a beautiful aura. It's a lot of things that I possess that a lot of women nowadays don't.
Correct. So especially at our age as well.
Exactly. Me being young. So a lot of times I feel like for guys that I used to talk to never matched me. You know what I mean? So I was on a different caliber and they were a little lower, but it's because I didn't know my worth, right? So now that I met a guy who we're right there head in head together, sometimes I feel like guys from my past look at me and get jealous or envious, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm unhappy because I had her one time and this, that." So it's a lot of times where I just look at that and I'm just like, dang, like, oh, like why did I, deal or mess with somebody like that? But at the same time, I'm kind of glad I did, because it makes me appreciate the guy I have now.
Exactly.
So, and
it really just shows you like how far you came as well to learn your lessons. Like it would be something if you stayed in that place and you didn't take the time to understand or get to learn yourself. Because a lot of people will definitely still stick to less than what they are worth and just think that, that happiness is just going to come along.
They were just a part of my story. They made me appreciate myself even more. Like it's a blessing though. Yeah.
And I feel like that goes along with like mental health as well. Like, I know a lot of people, and I mean, honestly, speaking to a lot of females our age as well, they really don't understand or really think it's important that, men's mental health matters. And I definitely disagree. Men's mental health definitely matters. Men go through a lot of things. I'm not saying that women's does not.
No, but men's
do. It does. And it needs to be touched on. And I just feel like, honestly, they go through a lot. And, comparing a man to a woman, we are more in tune to our emotional self, and actually just speaking, just with facts, women are more tuned into their spiritual self as well. We are. Right. Like we have certain powers that men get from us, actually by being with us, sleeping with us as well. So, I feel like men are not, tapped into that emotional aspect, or sometimes, it's put into a norm that, if a man shows his feelings, if he cries, if he, expresses himself, he's a bitch or something like that. And I just feel like that's just totally terrible, because why is it that a man is a human being and he's expressing himself and that's supposed to make him less of a man?
And one thing, I've only dated inside my race. So I've always dealt with Black men all my life. And I noticed a lot of times. And that trauma is real.
Are you realizing that trauma?
Yes. But what I come to figure out is it's not only about the guys I've dated, but I look at family members as well. It's a generational curse.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of men have a lot on their plate. Black men, they want to be the provider. They want to be the protector. But also, you got to look at the type of households they came from. A lot of them don't know what a husband looks like. A lot of them don't know what a wife looks like.
Exactly.
So when they go into the world trying to find a partner, they don't know.
They're capitalizing off of simply how they was raised.
Exactly.
Not to say it's technically all their fault. I mean, we do have to take certain accountabilities.
Yeah, but that's the norm.
That's the norm.
Yeah.
That's what they're used to.
Exactly. And that falls right back into just people being desensitized. I feel like that falls into the category of being desensitized to love, emotions, mental health, like you said. It's really sad, but it's a generational curse. And that's why I'm so proud of me and my little sister, because there's certain things we realize in our family, and we're like, oh, hell no.
Not doing that. We're going to get out of that. Exactly.
I'm not tolerating that. I'm not allowing no man to put his hands on me. I'm not allowing a man to raise his voice at me. We are two grown adults where we can sit down and talk. If you have something to say, just know you are in a comfortable position to express how you feel with me.
Yes, this is
I'm
not
never
a cage.
going to throw it in your face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think also a lot of Black men have a hard time communicating how they feel because a lot of them don't feel like they're comfortable expressing how they feel. A lot of them feel like if I express how I feel, it's going to get thrown back in my face.
And I feel like it also really does go back to how they was raised. But like I said, like it's a norm of like, oh boy, suck it up, shut up, like literally all types of things like that. Like, and I still see it, with the generations coming up who are younger than us. Like I was just having a conversation earlier with my god sister's boyfriend, and we was talking about gentle parenting. And me and him was, we wasn't having like a big disagreement or, hey, Kadeem. We wasn't having a big disagreement or anything like that, but we was really just throwing our points out there. And I was telling him, I wouldn't say that, you have to be just soft on your son, but in a way, I feel like your child does need to be understood, needs to be heard. They need to be able to be comfortable in their skin to be able to come to you as a parent. So how do you feel about that whole gentle parenting thing? Because when we was talking about it, he was like, a son, you can't do that, especially being, a Black man being raised. You got to be hard on them because if they go into the world and all this other stuff is happening, they're going to crumble because you over here trying to be soft or gentle with them and stuff like that.
You know what's funny? I see half and half. I think a lot of us really won't understand until we have children.
True,
you know what I mean? So it's like, it's more so like I'm looking from the outside. I'm not in yet, correct. Right? Mm-hmm. But what I can say is what I've learned, because I came from a more structured household where it was a little bit more strict on my sister.
And what's your definition of structured household?
All I'm going to say is...
Yeah, you don't have to go too deep.
All I'm going to say is if you come from a structured household, and what I mean is parents who are more strict, just know that I know you are more sneaky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the thing is, you as a child, you're going to figure out how to do things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't ever want my kids to feel like they can't come to me or talk to me or express how they feel because I might throw it in their face or judge them. Because there's times where I feel like I'd rather go to my mom or dad about something rather than YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I was on Google searching up stuff before I could go to my parents.
Yeah. And this is crazy because you could tell that even like, I'm 20 years old. Me and my mom, we just kind of have been fixing our relationship as far as like me being able to just come to her for real. Because like I've always told her, like, I just felt like you guys were just kind of just unapproachable about me just coming to really just tell you things or me ask for advice. Like, because like you said, I would have loved to been able to go to her about a lot versus me having to just go to the outside about certain things. Like,
right.
And I understand that, we're not supposed to be, besties with our kid or what have you not. But I still, would like to be able to grow up and know that my kid is not afraid of me. Right. They don't feel, like it's a wall between us. Like, you need to be able to be comfortable to come to me. Like, I will save you through everything.
And that's one thing I've learned from my parents. One thing my parents definitely taught me is growing up, I'm not going to lie, I feared my parents, So I feel like, and I'm very open about that because it's built me up to be super strong. Like I respect everybody because I feel like for my children, I want them to respect authority. You know what I mean? I want you to respect people because for one, when you respect people, where people respect you, you don't have to watch your back for one.
Yeah.
And then for two, I mean, also, it creates a ground for where me and my kids could just be comfortable talking and there would be no problems. I don't have to worry about what my kids are doing.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Because it's like if we have a comfortable understanding of where if my child is going to come to me about everything, I don't have to worry about you.
Exactly.
And there's a difference between, fearing your parents and respecting your parents.
Yes, and that's where I was trying to get at, literally. Like, I don't want them to fear me. Like, you can still be able to respect me as your mother, as your parent, and still know what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, that you're not going to try me, but at the same time, like, it still doesn't need to be a fear factor where you're like, dang, like, I really just have to hide this, I have to sneak this. Like, that's something that I wanted to break, especially, like, out of my family. That's a generational curse that I definitely wanted to break for real.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so crazy. I was having a deep talk with my sister because I'm now that I'm getting older, I really don't care what I talk about because it's like I've come to realize everybody lives the same life just in different fonts.
Exactly.
So there's no need for me to feel like ashamed or because if I've I feel like, okay.
Because even if I'm not going through, I promise you the next person over have went through something.
So I don't mind telling my truth because I might actually help somebody.
And you're comfortable in your truth. And that's really good that you're comfortable in your truth.
Exactly.
You're not delusional to your truth.
Not at all.
You're not setting that unrealistic. You're comfortable in your truth.
Oh
There's
my
nothing wrong with
you
that.
just made me think of something being unrealistic. This is something I really, really want to say today because like I just want to thank God for like all my friends, all my wonderful family members who I'm close to. Because recently I just realized, and I actually posted this on my story. People who come into your life, you know, some of them are seasonal, some of them aren't here to stay forever, you know. But one thing I really learned is that nobody owes you nothing. You know? So I feel like if somebody really comes into your life to help you out, that means like you need to always show them love. You know, like I forgot where I'm going with this, but like
look, you're going somewhere with it. It's okay.
But
it's okay.
Like literally it just makes me appreciate so much because
it was just eye opener.
Yeah, like I don't know, something just made me, I just had to say that. Like, because I think a lot of times I go into my hermit mode to where a lot of times I don't really show how much I appreciate somebody, but I'm just so blessed. Like I just want to thank God for that. Like I have so many amazing people around me.
And I feel like that's also back to what we were saying earlier. That's really just coming to you, just really just understanding you as a person. Like a lot of people is just it goes over their head for real. So it's just like we really just don't see or understand that for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy when I look at like my business and like my friends and I get DMs.
Yes, like I ain't gonna lie, I was bragging on you, girl, before we got here. Like when I was getting my hair done, so I was like, this is my friend. I was like, 24K. I was like, yeah, she's a wigologist and cover. They was like, dang, it was her work really good. Like, no, like, like literally,
and it's
blessed
so
for
funny
real.
because I hate saying how
a lot of grown people, a lot of 35-year-old wigologists, they wish that they was you understand?
Because I'm really turning 20 next month. So like when I tell people that, they be like, no way. Like there's no way. Like you're living life. And I'm like, I'm blessed. I live right. When you live right, of course.
When you live right and you do right. And also just don't think that it just comes to you because you definitely worked hard.
Right.
You definitely worked hard.
Oh my gosh.
I've known you for a long time. Like for a lot of people that doesn't know Ava for real, like trust and believe, like this girl was doing hair in class. Like she was getting me right. Like it would be times in first period, I'd be like, I'm talking about, I would literally come to school sometimes first period with the edge brush and
no
like,
exaggeration.
Ava,
no exaggeration.
Can you
doing lashes in the bathroom?
Yeah, like literally, like she was getting us right in first period in 9th grade. Like we knew that she was going to be doing something with it. Like honestly, like I'm really proud of you.
That was
like,
not even the plan. The plan was to go to Howard and become a dermatologist.
But I mean, in dermatology, it's still kind of.
But the thing is,
like, a little bit.
But you know what's so crazy? Like, I'm not going to out the girl. But the thing is, I remember when we were in the liberal arts program, because the Emory program, that was supposed to help us, elevate to, college courses and get into college or whatever. But I didn't
feel like it did. I got straight out of that. I didn't feel like it did.
It was a cult. That's all I'm going to say. It was a cult. But
y'all just wanted y'all pretty white gowns. I still felt successful in my blue. It's okay.
But you know what?
But like we said, everything is not for everybody,
exactly.
Though. Everybody,
but God sent them group of girls, jealous, evil girls, to me. Because I remember on the first day, one of the girls told me.
My next question for you too, just by you saying them jealous girls. Go ahead.
She literally said, I knew I didn't like you. I'm like, I didn't do nothing to you. Like, just based off of because I won this little thing we did. It was an activity. It was like a icebreaker we did. And I won. She got upset. And I was just like, well, dang, girl, you can't. I'm smart. What you want me to do?
Yeah, she like.
Like, I really feel like not to hype my own head up, but beauty's and brains, for real. Like, that's literally me. So.
I mean, pat yourself on the back, like, because I've been told plenty of times that a lot of my problems with my own head is literally me. I be putting certain thoughts in my head and I need to give myself more credit than do actually. So no, like, I wouldn't even say you're getting ahead of yourself. Like you said, beauty in your brains, give yourself a pat on the back. You know who you are and you are living and walking comfortably in your truth of who you are as a person. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, honestly.
Yeah. So what were you going to say about the jealous girls?
No, because I was literally just about to ask you, how do you deal with that? Because like, oh my gosh, I'm still growing. I'm trying so
but you
bad.
Know what's so
like,
funny?
Honestly, like, I was just checked on it last night, I was about to say, my boy best friend, he definitely, he swiped up. He was like, look, CEOs and bosses, we do not do this. And I'm like,
That's true. We don't.
And I hate it because it's a part of me that be like, oh, this girl gonna think like you's a hoe, like you not. And it's like I'm not. Like I'll get it, but it's just like I do have a
well, the way I see it, I feel like,
and I hate it. I don't be doing it. This situation that happened, I don't know what the issue was. Like I was lost. Like it's like girls from Newton just be popping up trying to be relevant now. Like I don't know
Newton. Oh my God, not my hometown.
Yes, Newton High School, One Ram Way. Yes, certain girls from back then, like they just try to. I don't know.
Well, what I do,
it's like we're not in high school no more. Stop trying to be a fake bully. Like this is real life. People are grown. People are really doing stuff, and it's just like I don't know if it is an envy jealousy thing, because I'm telling you, like it will be a lot of times where I won't even have a conversation with you for real. So what is it for real that's deep in your heart that is even making you want to come at me like this, make posts about me for real? Like I could block you all types of stuff. You're still going to find a way to try to do something. And it's just like, how do you deal with that? And you have a bigger platform than I do. Like I don't understand it. Like
I don't, because I'm a higher caliber woman. So there's no need for me to. And I always say, when you live right, there's no need for you to defend yourself. People defend you for you. So, I mean, there's times where, like, I'm not trying to say, like, I've never been in a fight, and I'm proud of that. I've never been in a fight. I've never had to fight for myself, because I've always had people speak up for me. I can literally, I swear, if somebody comes in here picking on me, like, I bet you in nine times out of 10, somebody's gonna be like, why are you messing with her?
Yeah.
You probably like, she don't do nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel like I said, when you live
you've always
right
been such
and
a sweet girl,
you just shut your mouth. You sit pretty. That's it. That's all you do. Sit pretty. Like, just let your money talk, your work talk for itself. Yeah, and that's it. And that's what I had to reflect back on. Like when I actually sat there and it really only took me a second. Like the post, like when I was trying to clap, it was only for equipment. That's why you was like, "What happened?" Like you would have never seen it. It wasn't up for that long, anyways. Because I snapped back that fast. Because I was like, "Yeah, there's no need."
I was like, I just got a challenge the other day. I got a podcast episode tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Let me. I was about to say, like, what am I really? Like, I don't know what you're really, but I guess it's not really my business even to worry about why you're even,
Yeah.
The devil's attacking you for real. I don't know what it is, but like, it don't need to get that close to me. Like, I'm not understanding. But I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, I shouldn't have to deal with it. You shouldn't have to deal. You know that you're on a higher level. I don't even know why it bothers me for real. I guess it bothers me for real because it hurts me in a way. It hurts my feelings in a way because, like I said, I know that I did not do anything to you. And honestly, I really would love to be positive and just a nice girly to everybody. So it does hurt me in a way because I'm just like, I really do not do anything to you or have not.
Let me say this real quick because I feel like this is a very sensitive topic, but I really don't care because I feel like this needs to be talked about more. You will be surprised how many people are on the spectrum. Okay, mental health is real. Yeah. Some people, you gotta let people be crazy by themselves. Yeah, because only a fool can argue with themselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you know you're mentally right in the head, focus on what you need to do to grow. Lead them where they need to be. Because girl, when I tell you how many people, I be looking at like, what are you talking about? Like something's really wrong with you, but I just stay to myself because it's like crazy people. You can't deal with crazy people. Yeah. Crazy people you just don't know what they thinking.
Don't know what they got going on.
And people are really crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta leave them be. Like, let them be.
I'll just be like, dang, you could let me be too. Sheesh. Like, I'm over here in bed rubbing my feet together, watching baddies. And then literally. And it irritates me so bad because I mean, wouldn't you say you would get irritated if you're literally, like I said, I'm at home minding my whole business and I'm watching a new episode of Baddies, like, okay, cool, eating my food. I'm getting phone calls. Yeah, so-and-so is on their spam. It's just like,
I'm sorry, I'm being bothered. Me and my man will literally be kicked up.
I'm literally being bothered about it. I'm just like, yeah, and that's in a way, that's what he was telling me to do. Like, you really just got to look down at it. Yeah. Don't meet him at it. Look down at it and like,
that's God testing you too. Because he might be bringing in something new for you to where he's like, okay, can she really handle this? Because she's getting annoyed by this person right here. Yeah. What makes me think that she can get this?
And with the stuff that I'm doing lately, like the whole YouTube and, all of that stuff, like I am.
Girl, you gonna...
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it is test. It is. I'm already knowing what's going on.
Oh my God.
I'm already knowing what's going on.
The industry you're in is tough.
Because I literally told myself last night, I was like, dang. I was like, can I really... Like, I enjoy doing this stuff, but it's just like... Yeah, like I can't expect myself to be wanting like 1 million views by tomorrow. It's just like we could be having this right now. It's still gonna be at least like 100 people in the comments talking crap, whatever. And it's just like I'd be the type of person where I'm trying to grow to not be trying to argue with everybody and their daddy in the comments, knowing that you're probably just a ghost page, knowing you probably like, I don't know, like you know, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. No, so it is a test.
Be real.
Yeah.
I know. So yeah.
It do be real, but it's like I said, I don't know what it is. I guess that's also some more shadow work I got to do for myself too, because it's just like, I guess the main question is, why is it hurting me so bad?
Right.
She's not paying my bills.
Right.
She's not helping me with my relationship. She's not putting money in my pocket. She's not helping me to my next booking.
Girl, I had to stop doing shadow work.
She's not helping me get a detail for my car and feel like, so it's just like, those are questions that I am starting to now repeat to myself to help me snap back into reality quick.
Right.
That's how I was able to pull myself back quick last night, because I had to ask myself those questions out loud, and I was like, yeah, none of it.
That's really good, because it takes me really time to indulge in stuff like that. Like
it gets me quick.
Girl.
It gets me quick because I know that I'm actually a changing and evolving person. So it really gets me. And like you said, it is a test, because every time I feel like, I'm on a good little,
mm-hmm.
it's always just something that just comes, and I'm just like, why? Like, what did I do?
That's
like,
life. That's life.
And I'm starting to realize, like, you can't control everybody.
No, that's
you can't control everybody. You can't make anybody feel a certain type of way. And I'm not saying that everybody has to just love Aaliyah. Like, you have to have my face on the back of your phone. Okay, you have to love me. It's not even that. But, I don't know what's wrong with our generation having respect. Like,
desensitized. I'm just telling you, people are really desensitized, and it starts in the home, like I said. I mean, a lot of people come from no structure.
Yeah. So it's just like, I'm actually I'm a lot blessed that, even though we can actually agree and relate to, we did have like a strict household on certain aspects. So like, maybe we did have to try to like go around certain things because we felt like we was missing out on certain stuff.
Right.
But in the same breath, I am very blessed to say that my parents did keep a good foot on my neck, to where I can say that, it is a lot of females out here that is 20, 21, even 19 years old that are going down a certain path that, I'm not going to, I would say I would be very disappointed if I had went down that path.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that it would have held me back from a lot of stuff, from being successful or trying to do the things that I would be trying to do, and life is not a run.
Right.
It's not a fast marathon. It's not a fast marathon.
Right.
It's a day-to-day thing that you have to process and take in. So it's just like, I feel like a lot of people also is trying to do this life thing so fast, and that's also what we're talking about, that unrealistic things, looking at other people, just trying to hurry, just trying to rush.
Right.
What are you rushing for?
Right.
It's you. It's you and yourself.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, with you, dang, what did you just say? I just lost track.
Taking it in.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is, like, about growing up. One thing I do appreciate about my parents is that my dad did always expose me to nicer things, right? So when I've been exposed to nice things, that's what I want. That's why I work so hard. Mm-hmm. And I not only work hard, but I work hard to get myself out of uncomfortable situations.
Exactly.
Because I never want to be stuck. I'm not okay with being comfortable.
I don't like being in a stagnant place.
I would never respect somebody who's comfortable.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why are you so comtemporable?
It's a lot more things that you can do out here for real.
Exactly. And I don't care if you're comfortable in your relationship. Why? Like, y'all need to, there are certain things that you should always better or figure out about yourself.
It is.
So, me working hard, forgot where I was going, but that's a reason.
Just doing more for yourself because you was exposed to those certain type of things. Yes. I like, especially lately, like, and I'm glad you brought that up, especially about your father, because literally, like, that's why I feel like me and my father be bumping heads so bad. Like, we are really alike in the same type of person. Like, for God's sake, the man got the same car as me, the same day as me getting my car. Like, come on now. Like, it's just so funny. But we are like the same person, but it's just like in the aspect, and I had to talk to him, and like I said, like, I'm comfortable with my truth too. I have a therapist now.
I've been going to therapy.
I talked to a therapist. Now, I felt like I needed a therapist. I feel like I needed to speak to somebody to have an outlet,
Right.
you know.
I love my therapist.
I was about to say, I'm starting to love mine too.
She's invited to my wedding and everything. Like I love her.
I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it.
No,
I was about to say.
And she's Black. That's even better.
Yes, and my therapist is very influential on really just, you know, doing the most that he can for me in our sessions because he is really rooting for Black families and for them to do better.
Yeah.
Literally. But as far as the whole, like, you know, father-daughter aspect, I really had to have a sit down with my dad one day, and I told him, like, you know, a lot of the things I felt like I kind of did do wrong in my life growing up is because I felt like, you know, you and mom never gave me my congrats for real. I feel like you and mom never really like said, like, you know, good job. Like, you are a good child. Like, you are, you know, doing this right. And I told him I felt like it was more of, you need to do this better or something than just saying, like, no, like, good job for doing this. Like, you know,
no, seriously.
Because when I really have to, like, sit there and give it out to them black and white, I tell them all the time, hey, I just decided to go out with my friends to this event. And, you know, unfortunately, I just seen somebody I used to go to school with, like, literally, I'm not gonna lie, looking the exact same that they was, like, literally the last year, like, you know. And it just is like, no growth, no growth. And it's not even to make fun of their situation or anything, like, just like no growth. Yeah. Like, I'm always just really just trying to, and I feel like that's why my mind runs so much, because I don't like being comfortable either. I don't like just sitting down. I feel like I always just need to do something to better myself. But, you know, I also realized, and therapy also taught me as well, that, you know, that's also me looking for validation. And my therapist told me, you don't need validation from your parents, actually. You know that you're doing a good damn job. Literally. Tell yourself that and keep going.
Yeah.
You keep looking for validation into your father telling you that you do good or that you did this. He was like, you know that you was a straight A student coming up. You know that you was taking AP. You know that you did all of this.
Right.
Why do you feel like this?
And you know, it's so crazy. You saying that just made me think about something that I recently was thinking about. Because I did take a break from therapy, but I'm going to go back soon. Because for one, I miss my therapist.
I love the talks. I love the outlet, literally.
But one thing I realized is that there was a point in time in my life where I was struggling with, you know, loving myself. So a lot of times I'd have daddy issues. I'm going to be honest. I have daddy issues. I have mommy issues. I have family issues, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of us Black girls and women are comfortable with expressing that our father was our first heartbreak. You know, and also with guys.
He definitely was. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like he overworked himself too much, missing certain daddy-daughter dances, this and that. And that's another reason why I'm trying to fix it now. Because one thing I don't want to do, I'm not trying to put those problems on my boyfriend. That's not my boyfriend's problem. That's not my boyfriend's problem. And my boyfriend is not my father. Yeah. And that was not his fault. And that's something that I'm trying to fix with myself now and to forgive and to get over that trauma, because I don't want to sit here and put it on you.
Right.
That's not right.
And that's one thing I had to tell myself, like, when I first met my boyfriend, because we were struggling with, like, situation early on. And I basically had to come to terms with myself and say, he's not coming into your life to hurt you, Ava. Like, nobody, don't think. He's taught me this. Nobody, don't think that everybody's coming into your life to hurt you. Yeah. You know, like, okay, yeah, you dealt with stuff with the first man in your life, but that don't mean he's him. Yeah. You know, and don't also expect for him to, you know, fill in that hole in your heart. That's your work to do.
Exactly.
But he's there to, you know, guide you. Yes. And that's what he does. But it's not his responsibility. I would never put my responsibilities onto him. Yeah. That's my trauma.
That's maturity growing up, literally. Because that's actually how a lot of relationship is trampling now. A lot of the issues that be going on. That's what I'm saying. That's why I keep screaming and preaching, like, trauma, shadow self. Like, even with my clients, like, I scream that so loudly because, like, people just don't be getting it. Like, I could be saying it, but a lot of people watching it still might not be getting it. Like, no,
people don't want to do inner work.
They don't.
People don't want to do that. And that's why I'm saying people...
And a lot of people are scared of it. A lot of people are scared of it too. A lot of people are afraid of it too. That's literally why it's called your shadow self.
Exactly.
It's the part of yourself that you are actually uncomfortable visiting. Right. That's the point.
Behind you, dark,
Yeah, that's literally the point, honestly.
But I struggle with it too. Like, I'll start journaling, write stuff, I start crying. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, I hate this feeling. Yeah. But that's good. That's good because that's growth.
You're going through it.
I'm acknowledging it.
Yeah.
I'm acknowledging.
Accountability is the first step. Oh my gosh. It's the first step.
Yes. Exactly.
And it's also you being aware. Mm-hmm. Accountability and you being aware.
Yeah. But I've grown so much. Oh my God, I've grown so much. Girl. I
see it all over your face. I was just gonna say, like, I just see that you're really proud of yourself, even though you just said, I see it all over your face. I
really want to also acknowledge the fact of, like, you have to be your number one cheerleader.
Yeah.
I've learned that. People aren't gonna root for you.
I'm not gonna lie, but I just started realizing that. That's what I'm saying. Like, again, like, stuff like that would be hurtful to me because, like, as my mom and dad, why wouldn't you be my first cheerleader? That's literally what I used to think. Yeah. As my boyfriend, why wouldn't you be? You know, these are things I used to think, and it's just like, again, like, hey man, I came in this world alone by myself. I'm gonna go out this world alone by myself. Like,
and that's why you have to appreciate people that love
path.
You. Yes, yeah, that's why you have to appreciate. Because I mean, there's times like I was recently writing, but I stopped because I started crying. Like, I'm such a big baby.
Yes.
But I didn't.
But you're feeling your emotions though. Exactly. I do that sometimes too. I get very emotional when I start journaling. Journaling? Yes. Yeah, I like journaling too.
And it made me realize like all the aspects of my life where I really felt hurt, and it was because of isolation. Mm-hmm. You know, like you got to sometimes be your own comfort. You know, you can't expect for people to just read your mind. You can't expect for people to just come and just hug you and kiss you and tell you how much they love you. Because you got to do that yourself first. Yeah. To appreciate the people who are willing to do that. Because growing up, I used to be like, oh, so upset. Like, why my mom and dad can't come to this and that and da-da-da. It's okay. It's
again,
fine,
I used to look at other people's families and compare and be like, I'm trying to tell you, like, even as a child, like, still as an adult, compare and be a big downfall. I'm not saying that certain things don't need to be said, but you know, I used to just be into like a full comparison.
Just do it for your kids. Yeah, that's what I know is going to heal my trauma.
No, literally, that's why I was like, I'm gonna grow up to be a little different.
When I marry the man who I know will be the father I always wanted. Treating my children the way that I wish to be treated. That's how you know you won. Yeah.
That's how you know you won.
Like, that is going to be so, and I pray for that. I know it's going to happen. I'm speaking it now. It's going to happen. Like, I just know I'm going to have an amazing husband who's going to be a great provider. You know, if I have the choice to do this and that and da-da-da, he's going to make it happen, you know? But, and then also the crazy thing is, for us young Black women, I also want to say this because I feel like I am the walking, living truth of this. I was always told that my expectations for certain things were unrealistic. That's a lie. I'm letting you know right now, that's a lie.
Don't say it might be how you think. Thank you. But in my head, in my world, oh, I can do it, baby.
Exactly. And not only that, but the thing is, like I said, when you live right, when you walk it, when you talk it, you
breathe it, you smell it, you got it.
You possess it. It comes to you naturally. I mean, even though I'm young, I was dealing with a guy in high school. And he just wasn't on the same grind as me. He wasn't. But I was always told, no, you got to stand by him. You should work with him and work. Why when he's doing me wrong?
How about you stand by him then?
Right? Like, he's disrespecting me. He's constantly cheating on me. I was gaining so much weight. Like, I wasn't happy mentally because of what he was doing. But I was told that my expectations of a man was unrealistic until I was recently blessed. Like, so it's just like, I have somebody now that goes above and beyond for me. You know what I mean? So don't ever think that your expectations are unrealistic, because even though marriage is rare nowadays, just know you can still get that ring if you find a man who's willing, and you got to be a wife yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, don't ever feel like, oh, I can't get that wedding, or I can't get this baby shower, or I can't get this car, or I can't get this business. You know, it's willing to happen as long as you put the work in and live right.
I mean, that's just simple. Like, honestly, like it's simple science, y'all. Law of attraction. I'm trying to tell you. Like,
but the thing is, I tell myself every single day, and I kid you not, I was just telling my mom this. One of my favorite affirmations I told myself, I literally have it written on my mirror, is I'm going to live the life that girls dream of. Simple. Like, I have so many DMs of like girls saying, I love your life. Like, I wish I was you, da da da. Girl, you know how much it takes to be me? But at the same time, it's working. You know what I mean?
Do you know how many times I wish that, you know, I was higher than what I am now? But that's what I'm saying. It gets you, it humbles you back down to like, okay, like, I'm doing right. Like, you know, like I'm doing right. Honestly, you feel me? Like I'm actually doing something.
And it's also reassuring when people come to you and tell you like, oh, wow, you look great. And I'm like looking at myself like, ooh. Like, oh, Lord, what's
like
going
you think,
on?
like, all right, well, thank you.
Yeah, like the other day, I was looking crazy at the shop, and when my class was like, oh, you look so beautiful. I'm like, girl, thanks. But it just feels so good knowing that even though you may not feel it,
you
other
have a great energy
it.
as well. I was gonna say, you might not just think, like, you don't have to have all the firm curls in your hair. Like you said, you know that you have a great spirit, a beautiful soul.
Thank you.
Your energy, your aura, like, people feel that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, just because I know you personally, like, I don't know, just other people watching might know you personally, but me knowing you personally, it's never been a time where I've been around you and I felt just negativeness or just, you know, you made me feel bad.
Yeah.
It might be times where I might have felt a little bad. I came around you and it's just like, Ava, like, no, literally, like, you know, like literally being around you puts a smile on people's face. And I won't just say for me, like literally, like other people, I see that as well. Like, honestly. So
I try. And one of my friends pointed this out recently. She was telling me how I gotta stop being like a people pleaser. You know, because I feel like a lot of times
you're living your life for yourself.
Yeah, but also this is like falling into like my childhood, always wanting to make sure everybody's happy, right?
Yes.
But you can't make everybody happy.
Realistically,
but I do the most. Yeah, but I do the most I can. I that's why I'm always so positive, and I like to carry light energy because the world is so evil. Why would I not be positive? I at least want to put a smile on somebody's face. I at least want to compliment somebody because you never know what anybody's going through.
Exactly.
So that's the most, and that's why I love what I do so much. Like you don't know how many crazy stories I hear, like where my clients will literally text me and they'll be like, thank you so much for the conversation we had earlier. You just made me feel so much better. And
just
that
getting their hair done. They only came for a service and you giving them a service and a therapy session and an enlightenment.
How many times like I have clients come in like feeling
you're for women.
Disappointed
you're
and they walk out like,
I'm
going out tonight. Like it just makes me feel so good doing that because I am a girl's girl. I am. So
yeah, and that's good because I mean, like we were saying earlier, it's sad that we have a lot of women out here that are envy of a lot of other women. They want to tear them down, break them down, but it really just goes back to themselves as well because it's just like they really got to dig deep into them. Like they're going through stuff clearly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not for me and you, and it's not for me and you to fix. But it's just like
a girl who lives that. As a girl who lives that, I promise you. Same with like guys too, comparing themselves to rappers and all these other stuff. 9 times out of 10, them people are broke. They're unhappy and they're in debt. Yeah, they're going through a lot. So you should live happily.
And all of that doesn't make a person happy, anyways.
Right?
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I hate social media. Like it just be looking good, you know? It just be looking good. AP watch is not going to cure depression. I'm sorry.
Girl, and I'm not downplaying nobody's hustle. I promise you I'm not, because I'm like, look, get it and make it happen.
And whatever you do, you earn it,
right.
You know?
But like I said, a lot of people will look at somebody and be like, oh, I wish I had this, I had that. Where people are like really struggling. Like,
and a lot of people really wish that they was you.
Right? Literally. So, I mean, just live your life, be positive, do you, but don't compare yourself to other people. Because that's how I kind of ended up in depression. But what I can say is there was a time where like I was comparing myself to people around me. But it's like, why are you comparing yourself when they're around you? You could literally be on the same level they are on. They're
contribute off of them. They contribute off of you. Work together beneficially. Exactly. Like,
yeah. Closed mouth don't get fed.
Because it's a reason why they're in your circle. Actually, why they are that close to you.
Yeah,
it's not like they're just some model on Instagram far away that you're just looking. No, like they're literally around you.
Yeah, and it makes me realize get into a different mental, a caliber of woman I am too. It's like, well, my friends are like this. I got to be like this too, you know? So it's nice though. But I get that all the time, how humble I am.
Yeah, it's literally attributing, literally.
You have any questions?
Yeah, I was definitely about to ask you. Look, I was trying to let you get everything off. Like, I was about to ask you literally, you know, going back to the whole marriage thing.
Girl, I'm so infatuated with marriage. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, honestly, like, I want to be married too. I want a big little marriage. Like, I want everybody to come to my wedding. Like, literally, like, I do want that. But, you know, it's also something that I feel like also maybe was put onto us. Like, okay, so basically my question is, do you feel like people have put marriage out there to say that this is exactly what you need to be happy? Like, if you don't get married, oh, he don't really love you, she don't really love you, you know, like, do you really feel like that ring might be a little bit too materialistic to just put it over your head, because, you know, especially in our culture as Black people as well,
the ring in the wedding is materialistic.
Yeah. And I was about to say, especially with being Black, it is, you know, going up with the ratio of, you know, a lot of people being quick to get married, but they're being quick to get divorced as well. So I'm really just trying to think like, okay, so what's going on here? Like, are people really not taking the time to do the work for real? And they're thinking that just because I'm getting married or just because he did this, like, you know, that just means something, or that means that we're going to be better, happier, whatever. Like,
okay. So for me personally, I've come to realize that a lot of women are falling in love with the idea of a wedding.
The idea. Thank you.
The idea of a wedding, the idea of the ring. I don't think a lot of people actually understand commitment either. I think a lot of people...
Because I don't feel like marriage means commitment. I feel like you should already have that commitment before the marriage. Why do you feel like the marriage means commitment when you've been in this relationship? You should have been felt like you had that commitment. Not even felt like. You should have had that commitment before even getting to that stage of marriage. And that's why I feel like a lot of people are skipping and they're falling into the delusion of, oh, this is just what that means.
And that's why
they're coming
so
quickly out of it too.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of people
I'm not marrying to divorce. I'm not marrying to divorce.
Right. But you know what's so funny? One thing I realized, and I was watching it was some pastor, he was talking about this, but he also is like a marriage counselor. And he made such a good point. And I think a lot of people are so quick to just commit just because, to say, oh, I'm married. Or a lot of times when people are getting older, because having children, you know, before marriage is so prominent now, people at least don't want to have a second baby daddy. You know what I mean? So they just want to get married to at least look like I'm stable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of... Thank you. Because I don't think a lot of women really understand that if you think that man is selfish now, what do you think he's going to be like once you get married? He's going to be even more selfish. Same with women. If you think that he's stubborn now, he's going to be even more stubborn marriage. Yeah. A baby in a ring does not change anything. Oh, and I think a lot of times that people are just so infatuated with just having that wedding and that ring to just flaunt it on social media.
I hate it.
Because people would think, oh, if he give me a big ring, he loves me. No, I promise you.
Just because we had a child together, he's going to do right. He's going to do the same thing that he did before the baby even came out.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
I feel like the signs are always there, but I hate to say it, us women, we're blind to it.
Yeah. And I've talked to certain, you know, men, you know, certain males that are in a situation where they have like baby mama problems or whatever. And, you know, a lot of things that I hear from them nowadays is what this girl is failing to realize, like, this ain't for her. I'm doing this for my kid. Like, she over here thinking that I'm supposed to be with, no, I'm doing this for my kid. I'm not here for her. And I'm just like, see, but I feel like on her aspect of why she's so lost and confused, she could have been grasped that before the kid came. You should have been grasped that this man actually wasn't for you before the kid even came.
And you know what? In situations like that, I don't even feel bad for them. I feel bad for the kid.
Yeah, honestly, because they have to grow up in that type of
situation where they have children who are being raised by children, sadly.
Yeah, so they're really just having to find their way in life. And then here we go with more traumas. And then it's just like we were talking about generational curses. You didn't break anything by doing this. And it's just like your kid is growing up, going through stuff. And then that's what we was talking about. It all starts at home. Like, honestly, with certain things like that, we be having baby mama, baby daddy drama. Certain fathers are not able to come around as much because, like, literally, it's a lot of relationships. Not even relationships, clearly, because of what I just said. But it's a lot of families that are structured in a way of like the mother has ill will against the father, mainly because he's not wanting to come back to her. Right. He's only wanting to do for his kid. So it's just like, due to that, no, you can't come around the kid. But it's just like, why wouldn't you want...
Spiteful.
Yeah, it's spiteful.
A lot of people use
and you're
their
ruining your
pawns.
child. You're ruining your child as a result.
Yeah. A lot of
Fix
people use their
yourself, heal
children as
yourself,
pawns.
move on and get a good man that wants to be for you. And like I said, before the child even came, that should already been grasping through your head that this man was not for you, love.
And I understand that a lot of times, you know, women can, to be honest, people sometimes do have a persona they put on. You know what I mean? People do change. But what I can say is signs are always there. You just can't ignore them. Yeah. You know, there's so many situations I've heard and seen about, but I feel like the most thing that people need to communicate about before actually settling down is just clarity.
Yeah.
A man's going to tell you how he feels. Like, even if you may not want to hear, he's going to tell you straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, I only mess with you because I know I can eat off of you.
Yeah.
You know, I see that a lot because women, we are now the new breadwinners, you know? So
staying up in your crib, driving your car, not trying to do more. Like, how is it? And it's not to say that he wouldn't be able to. I mean, girl, you was able to do it. How can he not? Like, make it make sense.
And when I tell you, I see so many women who actually focus on themselves and a good man comes to them.
Yeah, I had to tell my little sis that when she was over here dawning about love so much. This is who I be making my candles with and all that, you know. Mm-hmm. And she's such in a happy relationship now with a person who genuinely love, and I love that so beautiful. And I love it so especially much. Like, she's person. So vibrant and happy, but it was just like, you know, a year in the past, you know, I was talking to her, like, you know, as a big sis, I was telling her, like, girl, you need to let it come to you. Like, I'm telling you, like, your problem is you keep coming to me trying to get these reads about, well, will love find me this and that. I'm like, yeah, it will. You're a beautiful person inside and out, whether you actually know it or not. And if you don't, you need to find that out for yourself and know that you are. Yeah. And what happened? She took the time and worked on herself, and her girlfriend came to her. And I give her this example. It's so funny. I was like, hey, I feel like you was just sitting on your little, you know, your window, and Jada was like a little pretty bird that just flew into your window and just landed right there. Like, no, literally, like, it's supposed to be like, they're supposed to come to you. Like, you're not supposed to be out here. Like, when you be out here searching too much and stuff, it's going to be in a way of, I feel like the desperateness is going to drive you crazy. It's going to drive you crazy, and it's going to drive you to something that you actually don't need either. Girl, just because you're trying to fill that void. Like, you're trying to fill that void for real. Like, honestly.
And that's
like,
how you end up in situations that you, with a child.
That you don't need.
Other responsibilities, STDs, you know, that's.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people just need to be comfortable with themselves. Like, I'm starting to get more comfortable with being by myself. Like, I've been trying to, like, I just told my boyfriend this the other day. I was like, babe, sometimes I don't like going on solo days. I was like, I'm gonna start forcing myself to go more.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm forcing myself to go more. Look, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Like, it depends. So I would say,
after me and my boyfriend, I want to put him in my pocket.
I would say it depends. Like, okay, for example, I'm more of a by myself person if I'm with nature, like going to the lake and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's more of my thing. I like doing that by myself.
Like shopping.
But, you know, I feel like when it starts to come to like me going to the movies, or, I mean, shoot, me and my boyfriend was just in IHOP yesterday, and we seen a boy come in just sitting down by himself. And I was like, dang, I want to be that comfortable. I aspire. I was like, I applaud him because I'm honest. I'm being truthful. I'm not that comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not that comfortable. No, it would actually make me feel a certain type of way, in which it shouldn't. Like, why am I not comfortable with myself?
I'm such an iPad kid. I'll put my phone out, AirPods out so quick, eat my food. I do not care.
Literally, but that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to that point. Honestly, I feel like that's another good thing that, you know, people need to start doing too if they're not. Like, because I mean, it honestly is a, that's a part of self-love. Like, because I mean, honestly, what's so disgusting about me going to get a meal by myself? What's so wrong about that?
Girl, I love being fat in peace. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so for real. I prefer it that way. You don't gotta look at me crazy when I eat my food. You don't gotta
leave me alone. Just bring me the bill. Just I'm good.
I can order whatever I want. Like, I don't have to worry about nothing.
And it's not even the fact that, you know, I need anybody there with me to do this or pay for me or anything. Like, I can do that all on my own. So, like, literally, again, down to the question, what is the problem? What is the issue? Like, heck, you know, honestly, like, shoot, I went to go see that Wolverine Deadpool movie because I love Marvel. I was like, you know, that was something for me. I wanted to do that. I love watching those movies. Shoot, my boyfriend, he even paid for my ticket, my snacks and all that. He literally did all that, but I still went, you know, because we're long distance and so he still paid for everything. But it was like, as I was sitting there, I was like, fuck. Really? Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying, like, everything. Like, literally, like, I enjoyed it, but it was just like certain moments, like, but that's how I know, like, I'm working towards it. It used to be worse back then to where it was just like the whole entire time. Now I can reflect and I would just say, it was only certain moments that was trying to eat me. It was trying to.
Right.
But I still enjoyed my night, you know.
See, you know, it's so funny. I'm the opposite.
So that's how I know I'm having growth.
Yeah.
But I just need to keep continuing to do it, you know. So
I feel bad when I don't have people with me. Like,
really?
I be feeling like, damn, am I leaving out my friends? Like,
really?
I feel bad sometimes, like, because for one, I recently just started having friends. Like, I always grew up by myself. I'm so serious. I just never really did well with being with people because I'm the type where I'm one-on-one. Like, I like doing my own stuff by myself. I know I can create a masterpiece I don't like having multiple hands in my pot. You know what I mean? So it's just like, when I do stuff now that I'm older by myself, I be like, damn, my friends, they gonna get mad at me if they like, no, you know? So, but I mean, I just love isolation. That's where I feel like the most peace. Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't have to worry about other people. Because I feel like I'm sometimes like the mother of the group. Yeah. So it's like, okay, if I'm out by, I know. If I'm out by myself, I have nothing to worry about. Mm-hmm. I only worry about myself. When I have other people with me, I'm like, okay.
Me, you and you. Okay. Like, yeah, it just starts to get a lot. But yeah, that's definitely where that, you know, understanding yourself comes in. Because literally, like, if I'm okay with doing this with myself, like, you know, that also helps you to learn yourself a little bit more too. Not even a little bit, a lot more. You get to honestly learn. I feel like when you're with a lot of people all the time and you're just never alone, you really don't know yourself, honestly. Yeah. Like, do you even know what you like? So now that I started really forcing myself and pushing myself to do that, I can honestly quickly and be able to tell you, I'm uncomfortable with this. Right. I don't actually like this. Right. This actually was just something that this person liked and I was just with them. Like, I can actually identify these things now because I am taking the time to literally get to know Aaliyah. Mm-hmm. Not Aaliyah just, you know, doing this because somebody else, or like literally, like, it's a difference. And that's why I feel like that one-on-one time is important. So I'm definitely working on that more and more and more. And I know it's gonna help me more as we get older as well. It is. So it's just like,
and I'm noticing also too, now that I get older, a lot of people who they have a lot of friends, or they just constantly name drop, or they just, not only are they searching for validation, but they have a lot of abandonment issues. Yeah. I feel like you have to cope with that by yourself. But some people, and that's why
all your issues.
Yeah, you gotta cope with it by yourself. Try to just stay away from people like that, because it's like, I'm not a high maintenance friend. Like, my friends will tell you straight up, I don't talk to anybody every day.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, I'm not either. Like, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, and I really had to sit down with some friends and like let them know, like,
this is too much.
Like, you know, and because they start to feel a certain type of way, like, are you no, girl, I'm not fake.
I have a life.
Little do you know, I have a life. Woman. I have stuff that I have to do. Mm-hmm. Like I said, unfortunately, you are not, you know, helping me with this aspect of my life. You know, little do you know, I might sit down, you know, check my little, you know, find my, you know, okay, she's straight, she good. Trust me, I be checking on y'all on my own time, like, for real. Mm-hmm. I'm really actually starting to get to the type of person where, you know, I don't like sitting on the phone all day long either. Girl. Like, you know,
seriously,
I'm sorry. Like, I really actually might watch your FaceTime ring because, like, I don't know, just text me. And I feel like whatever you can say, you could really text it. I'm sorry.
Talk
like,
all day at work to so many people.
So it's just like, sometimes I don't want to hear my voice. You know, honestly, I really don't. Mm-hmm. Like, I just want
quiet.
Yeah, quiet. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wow, this was a great talk. I loved it. This was a great, I was about to say Girl Talk Part 2. Yeah. I love that. But go ahead and literally shout yourself out again, your page, all of that. I want this to be known.
So my hair page is Iamavarenee Collections. You can follow me on Instagram, see all my work, and same on TikTok as well.
Okay, and thank you so much for joining me, Ava. We definitely will be having you again. Yes. Thank you guys for watching. This was another episode of Witch Talk with your host, D Witch of the South, and I'll see you guys again.